So today I'm going to talk about the 5 top sites I use for finding my travel information. The first one I use is obviously YouTube. That's why you guys are watching, because you know that YouTube is going to have all of the answers for you. And if it doesn't, then we'll have some other sites. But the basic, most easy thing to do is type in travel to blah blah blah. So for me, I type in travel to Japan or travel to Tokyo or travel to Kyoto, and a lot of videos come up. There are a lot of expats who live in Japan who give a lot of great information in English, so that if you're an English speaker and you're traveling to Japan, you won't have to muddle through any kind of subtitles or figuring out what they're actually saying. So that's really cool. And in a lot of my videos, I've included other people who are really informative, and I can include them again so that you can have some other YouTubers to check out who give a lot of great information for Japan. Another really great site that I use is NHK World. It's actually a TV station. It's kind of like BBC, but it's for Japan, and they have a lot of great programs that are really informative, and you can watch them streaming online. You can also watch them on the Roku. There's like a secret channel, so if you guys can figure out how to do that, then you should. But some of the programs that I would recommend would be Tokyo Eye 2020. They have a lot of things that are gearing up for the 2020 Olympics, and they're anticipating a lot of foreign visitors, and so they have a lot of information about different shops, different restaurants, different sites and attractions to see, and so that's a really great program to look at. And then also Japanology. It kind of gives you more of the perspective of a expat who's been living in Japan for a while, and so while he has the foreigner's perspective on Japan, he also has a lot of information that is very native and kind of secrets about Japan that maybe a foreigner who's new to Japan wouldn't have for you. So that's really cool. And he goes to a lot of like traditional Japanese places, so not as touristy as some of the other places. And then another place to look for information that you might not consider as a great source for traveling is actually Instagram. I love going on Instagram, and I follow a lot of people from Japan, and they usually go to really cool, fun places, and I'm like, that place looks great, or that place looks like it has really good food. I'm going to put that on my list of places to go. You can also search keywords like Japan or Japanese food, and then they'll have a geotag that will tell you where that place is, so you can find it. Or if somebody lists the restaurant's name or place's name, then you can search that on Google. And then another really good travel site specifically for Japan is called Obigo or Obigo, or I'm not really sure how they pronounce it. I think it's Obigo, but they are specifically a travel site for Japan, and they have a ton of information. They have everything from onsens to restaurants to sightseeing to temples to just a bunch of information. And what's cool is there are a lot of bloggers that they have worked with who provide their point of view. So it's not necessarily people who work for Obigo. A lot of people are commissioned by Obigo to write different articles and to go to these places and see these places and check them out for themselves. So it's kind of like a real person's perspective, so like them as a tourist going to these places. And of course, they never have anything bad to say because Japan is awesome. Just kidding. I don't know. There might be some bad things, but I would doubt it. And that's a really great way to find out what to go to and what to avoid. And what's also great about the site is that they provide really nice pictures, so you kind of feel like, okay, this is attractive, this is where I want to go. And then too, it's a lot of not touristy stuff as well, which I really like, because when I go to Japan or I go to a place that has a really deep culture, I don't want to just get touristy stuff. I want to make sure that I experience the country as probably a native person would experience it, which I think is really interesting. And then obviously my last search engine that I use is Google. I'm always like, Google that shiz, because Google just provides you with a lot. The only bad thing about using Google is that it is a lot more general than some of these other places that are a little bit more specific, but you can still stumble on a lot of information. I usually type in like the top 5 things you must know before going to Japan, or key phrases like what to do in Japan, or top best restaurants in Japan, top best sushi restaurants, just things like that kind of narrow down your search a little bit, and that really direct it into what you want to focus on while you're traveling. And just remember that the keywords are key to your search. So that's today's video on the top 5 sites that I use when I'm traveling to Japan, and thank you for bearing with me through my allergy session here. It's really exciting, but 'tis the season. And if you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And you can definitely follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Snow and Snapchat. And I hope you guys have an awesome time when you travel to Japan. Bye.